Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Minnows to Kings of Europe with me, your host KGM Gaming. We're back here in San Marino with Cosmos S.S. Drawing towards the end of the season now. We're on a very good run of form. The tactic change, which we did halfway through the season, removing the inside forwards, has worked absolute wonders for us. If we just go over the schedule from when you were last with us. Last time you were here was on the 23rd of January against the match against Fiorentino. As you can see, we're unbeaten that time. As I said, the tactic change has done us absolutely wonders. We just have a look at the league table here. You can see that we have made the playoffs. I'm not sure if that means that we've made the top 4 or the top 12. I believe it's the top 12. But we are 8 points clear at the top. Raul Ura has really stepped up in form, scoring a lot of goals. The new signing Kevin Lizzie there with a 7.23 average rating, 5 player of the matches. We have made a couple of signings since you were last with us. If we have a look here, we've brought 3 new players in. We've brought Alessandro Tagano in as a forward on a breakthrough prospect, not costing us anything to eat, which is absolutely fantastic. Mattia Picconi marked as a regular starter in that shadow striker role. Obviously we did have Aldino there, the 30-year-old Brazilian, not long term, but he has been in a good run of form lately. You can see here he came off on the from the bench and scored us 2 goals in this game. The last signing that we have made, if we just get back to the screen, is Raimondo Cantone, another defender, 20-year-old Italian. Has also performed very well for us. One thing that I have noticed, I said in earlier episodes that you must have 2 Samanerize players in your starting 11. I've actually discovered in the games you must have 2 on the pitch at all times. I actually had one go off injured in one of the games. I can't remember which one it was. This one here, the Penarosa one. Mattia Gualandi went off injured. I tried to replace him with an Italian and it wouldn't let me. I had to bring another Samanerize player on. So that's one thing that we're going to have to take note of going forward, that we are going to have some obviously nationals in the squad. But anyway, going over the run of games since you were last with us, a 3-0 home win against La Florita here. I'm not going to go through the goals, it'll take a little while, but you can see that we played very, very well. Raul Ura, Jena and Toscano there getting the goals. Good all-round performances. The next game was that 3-1 away win against Penarosa, where Gualandi did go off injured. Raul Ura disallowed goal in the 10th minute, but Samuel stepped up with 2 goals, and then Raul Ura popped up in the 96th minute to seal the deal. Next game was a 2-1 win at home against San Giovanni. We were behind in this game in the 69th minute, made some changes. Picconi there, you can see, didn't play very well. Brought Aldino on as a replacement. Despite going a man down, we still managed to overturn the game. Into the 88th minute, the very next minute, San Giovanni did score an equaliser, but it was ruled out for offside. Next game, a convincing 4-1 win against Kailungo there. I put Aldino into the starting lineup after his performance off the bench. You can see we also had a goal disallowed. It could have been 5-1. Very, very good performance all round. Following on from that, a 2-1 win against Murata. Again, it was Cantone and Jena with the goals. We did have players sent off and an injury in this game. Discipline's becoming a bit of a problem. It's something I may have to look into. And then finally, the last game was a 1-0 win against Tre Fiori. Toscana getting the goal early on in the game there. Quiet game. You can see that Tre Fiori were actually the better squad. But they didn't hit the target with any of their shots, which is good. We have made a very slight change to the formation. We've changed these from complete wing backs to wing backs. I felt it suited the players that we had a bit better. Looking at the club info, we can see that all of our facilities are still poor. Club Vision, delighted with the signings, they're delighted with where we are in the league, struggling with the wage budget. We've also, in terms of that wage budget, we are massively over it. I'm hoping that in the second season things are going to change there. One other note, I did say at the start of the season that bringing in foreign players to play into the obviously national squad wasn't going to be a factor because of the way the laws are in San Marino. However, for some reason, Artem Omnishenko is starting to gain nationality in San Marino. He's got 5 years remaining. He's the only player in the squad like this. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's something to do with his nationality. I'm not sure. But if we just look at some of the other younger players that we've got in the squad, Mattia Piccone, for example, the Italian, nationality not changing. His nation trained in and his club trained at is changing, but nationality's not. I've got no idea why it's done it for Onyeshenko and nobody else. But anyway, we're going to get into today's game. We're going to advance forward to the tactical meeting. I'm absolutely delighted with how the season's gone. I had no hopes whatsoever for this season. We are short a player at right back. The Italian Cantoni there, one of the new signings. One struggle which I have had is the two new fullbacks that we've brought in. They like a suspension. Every other game seems to be a suspension. One thing I do need to make sure though is that we have got some San Marino players in the squad. The goalkeeper we're going to try and keep as a San Marino player. I'm going to have to play Giuliani at left back just so we have got some, we fulfill that role. So I'm going to have to, Chiellini is going to go on the bench here instead of Gualandi, who is struggling for fitness. But having those two San Marino players in the starting lineup is proven to be, on the pitch at all times is proven to be a factor. It's obviously something that we're going to have to pay attention to going forward. We're going to have to obviously work on our youth academy. I have had the youth intake report. It does say we've got some very good centre midfielders coming through, but obviously with the staff that we have, a very good youth intake to them is not going to be very good to me. But we will have to have a look and see what comes through. We have got a pretty decent under-20 squad. You can see our recent form. We're actually on a record-breaking run of wins and unbeaten form in the league. Coming up against Juventus Tagano, one of our local rivals there, also on a fairly decent run of form themselves. You can see there on the league table, Juventus Tagano in 10th in the league on 29 points. We are pulling clear at the top. It's been absolutely fantastic the way that the boys have reacted to the new formation. Also the new signings that we've brought in as well have made a massive difference. One thing to note going forward, I have noticed that some of the episodes are getting a little bit longer, up towards that half-an-hour mark. I might cut it down to just one live commentary a game, unless it's like a special edition. But anyway, Jena with the corner towards Lissi there, heads it wide. But yes, I've been absolutely ecstatic with the league form. Massive positive goal difference. Obviously the unbeaten run as well. We do go behind here to Juventus Tagano though. Free kick whipped in quite central, but it's a header from D'Angeli into the top corner there. Stimac with no chance to get on the end of that one. Hopefully we can turn it around. We've been behind a couple of times in the last few games and we have managed to turn it around. But rivalries, they make a difference. Anyway, D'Angeli running down the right, it's headed away by Poppy, out as far as Sisterinino. Whips it back in. It's D'Angeli again at the back post, picks it up. What can we do? Don't give away a penalty here. It's a good block and it's headed away by Lissi. Onyeshenko forward to nobody. He was looking for Toscano there. Back in the middle with them, Fastino, D'Angeli running down the right. Cuts back on his left foot, gets the ball in the box, and we're 2-0 down after 20 minutes. Not a good showing here by Cosmos at home. The attendances are getting higher as we're going up through, obviously sitting at the top of the league. The results have been good. You can see we're actually getting some fans into the stadium now. It's absolutely good. We did have a set out of our 500 capacity Cervelli B stadium. Are they going to pile the misery on some more? They're not. It's Sisternino just over the bar. Not very good showing here from the lads. I might have to get shouty at half time. In fact, I'm going to give them a shout now. I'm going to demand more from them. They've got a penalty. I didn't see what it was for. We could be 3-0 down here. Oh, Stimac with a great save there. Also didn't save the rebound. The attacker put it past the post there. Fantini missing the penalty. Could that help us in our quest to get back into this game? Very disappointed so far in this first half. We've had one shot, nothing on target. Just want to get into half time now. Shout at the lads, tell them to buck their ideas up. 2 minutes stoppage time at the end of the first half now. Terrible display, absolutely terrible display. Poppy at right back at 6.3, Giulianelli at left back at 6.1. Appalling. Obviously Giulianelli is one of the players who I didn't want to play, but I sort of have to in this game with the league rules. Defensive performance was woeful. Quite angry about the midfield, demotivating them now, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy with your finishing. And let's get into the second half after we've shouted at them, see if we can have a marked improvement in the second half. I'm going to look to bring on some substitutes around about the 60th minute. In fact, I'm going to bring on some substitutes now. It's been a terrible, terrible performance. Picconi here on a 6.1, shocking. Aldino get in. Toscano also pretty bad. Don't really have somebody else to bring on for him though who I trust. Stella at the start of the season wasn't very good. I'm going to bring on Muir for Samuel. Samuel's having a poor game, and we'll go with that and see if that's any better. A couple of fresh legs. We are on the attack though. Lizzie does actually have a fairly decent throw. I think it's 12 or 13, so I have reinstated the long throw tactic. But anyway, can we build something here? Angiara, Comanducci, Lissi, Comanducci, Angiara again, Omnishenko, Aldino, through ball to Jena. Great save by the keeper. Jena should be looking to score there. Cosmos are in their groove according to the commentary. That is our first shot on target though in the 60th minute. Jena with the corner, Comanducci on the end of it. It's a good save by Gobby in goal. But 60 minutes for first shot on target for the team that are top of the league. It's not been very good. 10 minutes gone, no highlights. We have had another shot on target. I'm very, very disappointed in this performance, and I'm going to let them know at the end of the game. We are guaranteed that playoff spot, which is good. I'm intrigued to see how the playoff system actually works. Obviously, I prefer if you finish top of the league, you win the league. European places are at stake. Playoff seems like it could be a bit of a lottery. They whip the ball into the box, it's headed away. Now Muir, can he build something? He's looking long over the top. It's headed away by Mancini. There, Cisterino, back to Mancini, Fantini in the middle. Forward toward Francesconi, down the line to De Angeli. Can he get the ball into the box? He can, and it's Neri at the far post. Pulls it back for Francesconi. Fantini against, and it's 3-0. It's 3-0. This is absolutely appalling. I am going to bring Toscano off and put some trust into Stella. This has been absolutely shocking for the team which is top of the league. We're on a massive unbeaten run. It's a local rivalry. We're at home. And it's just been poor all round. Poppy down to a 5.9. 5.9 from our wing back. Anyway, Omnishenko forward over the top to Jena. Can Jena pull one back? He can't. He hits the post and it's just hacked away by Cisterino. The full-back positions have been appalling. Absolutely appalling. Michelotti with a long ball in towards the box. It's Muccini who heads it over the bar. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's absolutely disappointing. The good run of form that we've been on, and I'm shocked. Poppy and Giulianelli there, and Comanducci for that matter. The back four in general, pretty poor. I think I'm going to have to. I'm thoroughly embarrassed today to lose to our rivals. I think I might have to warn those two players about their performance. We are still clear at the top though by 7 points, which is good. We're 14 points inside the top 4 qualification for the quarterfinal for the playoffs. Shocking performance. Absolutely shocking performance. Let's have a look at the schedule to see when we're going to be back. We do have another local rival here in Folgore at home. I believe I will do that game in the next episode. I'll do the Virtus game, which is also a television game. I'll do that off camera. I will do the Folgore game as the next live com. In the next episode, I am going to go into, I'm going to send the assistants on that. I'm going to go and speak to our fullbacks and tell them that they were absolute. I'm going to warn the player, criticised last game, you were not good enough. He's reacted positively. And I'm going to say the same for Poppy as well. For obviously a player that we signed from Murata, we signed him from inside the league. One player criticised last game, you were not good enough, a 5.9 rating. He hasn't played that badly since he came in, a 6.52 actually in 6 games, 1 assist. Sort of says otherwise. We might have to reconsider his role in the squad. But that is it for this episode, guys. As always, thank you for watching. If you could please leave a like on the video, any tips in the comments, how I can improve going forward. You may have noticed the sound a little bit different in this episode as well. First episode with a new microphone. Give me some feedback on the microphone. Let me know how it's going. Only a cheap one. Things that are not great in the KGM household financially. The cost of living in the UK has skyrocketed lately. Bills are just piling up. So it's just a cheap one, but obviously let me know how the microphone sounds. As I said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.